good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, everyone all over the world. Good morning, my audience. Welcome, the man of thought, aka the villain of truth, aka the Black Panther of Nigeria, Maliku Sundaya. How you doing? This is Saturday. Happy weekend to everyone. Oh, how are we all doing? Today we have a different subject we just want to treat this morning. And the subject is about lowering your standard for love. Lowering your standard for love. This morning, we're discussing about lowering your standard for love. I want to give out a few minutes for my audience to be aware that I'm live, and then we proceed on the conversation. Yeah. Uh, Today is Saturday. I'm kind of used to the idea of just putting out video whenever I like, expecting my audience to join me whenever I'm live. But I don't know if I'm blessed or if I'm spoiled. One of it must be true. Her lowering your standard for love. That's exactly what we are discussing today. I have one person who is joining me live. Good morning. Good morning, and how are you doing? Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? Good morning, my people. How are you doing? Are you feeling okay? We want to be discussing about lowering your standard in relationship, and not specifically relationship. We're going to be talking about love, specifically in love. You have to learn to reduce your standard. I always remember there were a lot of times that I was being told by certain people who actually do matter to me to always increase my standards in everything I do. I've been told over and over by a lot of people that I have to increase my standard. It is more or less like what I begin to hear from while I was what age around 2017. I got more used to such conversation. You have to increase or increase your standard. And fair enough, it worked to a certain degree, and later it stopped working. Good morning, everyone. Please, if you're just joining me, welcome to the Man of Thought. aka the Black Panther of Nigeria, aka the villain of truth. Today's subject is fostering on lowering your standard for love, specifically lowering your standard for love. That's exactly what we'll be discussing today, this morning. I'm giving few minutes for my audience, those who want to join me. If you're part of my audience, you want to be part of today's conversation, double tap your screen and show like. Double tap your screen and show like. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, brothers and sisters. Hope you had a great night. Hope you're doing great. Please, part of my audience, if you're part of my audience, kindly double tap your screen and show me like. Don't be greedy with liking. We have to do this before we move into today's conversation. And absolutely, today is Saturday. I think I should. There will be a few announcements I would be talking about. Okay, the real estate part five. But today's conversation is fostering on lowering your standard for love. Lowering your standard for love. Yeah, I dey wait make una join. Hmm? Make una know. Constitution Andy says, good morning. Good morning, my brother. Eh, eh, eh. Good morning, sir. How are you doing, sir? I hope my mic might not be working. Oh, okay. I think my mic should be fine now. I'm using the one directly uh, from my phone. Good morning. Hope you had a great day, sir. Constitution Andy says, good morning. Good, waiting for my woman to make breakfast. I'm doing great, sir. I'm doing very great. That's a blessing. That is a blessing. In today's world where everyone lives with pride, you're kind of lucky. Maybe some of us are lucky. That's what they say. You know, when you have a relationship where you are kind of relaxed in the relationship and you're not stressed, people assume you are just lucky. That's what they say. People do not assume that you are deliberate with the decisions you've made in your life. No, it is a blessing. I say this every single time. It is a blessing when you can find a good woman by your side. Absolutely. It is a blessing when you can find a good woman around you. Yeah. Says it takes work and intelligence. It absolutely takes dedication also. A lot of dedication, and you have to be seeking for such a good woman in your life. Because the Bible says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtain favor from the Lord. It didn't say he who finds a girlfriend. It didn't say he who finds a woman. It didn't say he who finds a lady. It didn't say he who finds a modern woman. It didn't say he who finds a traditional woman. He said he who finds a wife. Around all the whole definition that we know about all kinds of women, there are certain individuals you call wife. These are special individuals. And when you find wife, your life becomes as easy as any other thing. Your struggle begins to make sense to you as a man. Your suffering starts making sense. You say, yes, I am suffering and there's a purpose behind my suffering. In fact, my suffering is a blessing because I know why I struggle. There is something that compensates for all my struggle. And the best thing that can compensate for your struggle is the woman you have in your life. I didn't say your partner. I didn't say your team. Because mostly in today's world, when it comes to the idea of we talking about wife, some of them call themselves wife, but they want to be your partner. I do not have partner. Partnership is for business. Marriage is husband and wife. People who get upset do get upset. I'm fine by obsessions. But I know the truth and I say the truth when I see the truth. Because trust me, when you get married to a wife, you are not struggling between partnership and not partnership. There is no competition in a husband and wife situation. A true husband and wife situation, there is no competition. A woman does not go and address her husband as my partner. She goes and she says, he's my husband. She doesn't wrestle with him. She's like, I am here to make his life easy. In fact, her dream is in your vision. And so she believes that for her to be fulfilled in her dream, she is to support you so you can also take her to that land. Simple. Unfortunately, today, when it comes to relationship, there are all kinds of barriers. And today tends to be Saturday. Some people are planning to maybe go to work or do a few things, but most people are relaxing today. I can say for a fact, it is difficult for you to be messed up in your mind emotionally due to the woman you pick and you call her a wife. And if she's not functioning and things are not going well, it shows in the psyche of the man, in his mentality and how he push forward in life. Some of us can mask it off properly, but I'm not part of those people who can mask it. It would affect me one way or the other. Meditation would not save you because then you have to meditate for a very long time and you have to retrace your step. So today I'm speaking about lowering your standard for love. This specific subject is mostly going to be attributed to certain individuals. They would like it, some would hate it, but trust me, it is going to be beneficial if you can listen to it. Please, for those who are joining me live, please double tap your screen to show me likes while we continue on the conversation. While I was growing up, I was told that I had to have a high standard for myself. And high standard actually means that including the people I choose to move around with. Yeah. Constitution and says that society used to value the healthy relationship, but now not so much. Completely, not it's not even not so much. Completely, society do not value it. It is alien to some people. Now everyone is looking for power couple. I and my wife, or I and my spouse, I and my partner, we have to be power. We come together and we become power couple. What's people's obsession with power? Society is kind of messed up in their head that men seek power, women seek power, and then when they come together, they want to be power couple. Who are they trying to intimidate with their powers? Every relationship admires to be like Jay-Z and Beyonce. Every relationship wants to be like Barack Obama and Michelle Obama. In fact, are there many celebrities that we can even call power couple? And I don't even know what is power in love that two people have between themselves just because they find each other in a great position in life. And then the rest of us just pick it up, power couple, power couple, power couple, power couple, power couple, power couple. No wonder we are having so many miserable people out here in today's world. They've struggled from Monday till Friday, and Saturday and Sunday, they remain miserable. In fact, the job a lot of people have is a means to distraction of their loneliness and pain. Why? Standard. High standard for love. You want to be in love and you want to have high standard. You are a failure. You will absolutely fail. Failure is no more anything. It's like a failure becomes an assurance. Anytime you have anything that has to do with emotion and you put in a standard to it, just trust me that you are a failure. Complete failure. Absolutely failure. There is a song by T.J. Omori who says you can never make it. Power couple anatwaya. Power couple anatukwa container. We glamorize everything, idolize everything, that even in relationship between humans, we think that we have to idolize relationship. Love, we have to idolize it. Love is what we are supposed to learn, not what we are supposed to idolize. We are supposed to learn and improve, not worship it. And trust me, like I said earlier, there are a lot of people who work Monday to Friday, and they have money. They don't necessarily have to work Saturday or and Sunday, but they are so lonely that they have to go to work today and find something to do. If I cannot be in this so standard of relationship, I am not willing to adapt. Ego, ego fubwelegi. Why is it that it comes to a particular stuff? I have heard this over and over. And when I was growing, I used to watch certain individuals in my life. Let me tell you something. Most of the people who were advising me to increase my standard in relationship and say that you have to put a high standard on yourself, you need to be in a high level, high standard in the people you want to. The standard they pick, you will clap your hands. I see. Life has a space for standards. When it comes to the idea of you establishing a business, you need to have standard. When it comes to the idea of you trying to maybe create a sport or something that is competitive, then you need to set up standards. But when it comes to the idea of you establishing love, relationship, the question is, what kind of standards, or should there be a standard in it? I think that love itself is the standard. Does this person love me? Does this person have the attributes to show love? Because there's one thing for someone to love you, and it is just affection, but the person might not have the character to love. Affection is different from loving. You might be attractive at some point, maybe because of the way you cut your hair, maybe because as a lady, the way you make your hair, maybe because of the way you make up and the rest of it. They are people that will be attracted to you by the idea that they have affections for you. That affections and that attractions is not love, because it was basically because of how you look, how you most likely carry yourself in the society. And then they say they love you, and you are going to look at them, oh, basically because of what they've achieved, what they've been able to also accomplish. And you say, yes, this is the standard of the person I want to have relationship with. No wonder divorce is everywhere. Divorce in the world is like Santa Claus separating the whole universe, men from women. The gifts that was supposed to bond us, to unite us together, it seems Santa Claus is just carrying sword and is dividing whatever God has joined together. Why? Because the people have made a decision to focus on standard rather than them to focus on love. Love will some people. Standard. When I hear people talk about standard, all I hear is, in my mind, I say Meshionogi. Meshionogi simply means keep quiet. When you came to life and your parents were showing you love, what was your standard? When you came to this world, you could not say anything, and absolutely you are helpless. What could you do for your parents when you came to life? Your life itself, your soul depended upon them, and they love you regardless. What was your standard at that particular time? Because in society today, a lot of us have forgotten. We have absolutely forgotten that when we came to life, we came with nothing. We had no pride, we had no ego, we had no standard, we had no money, we had nothing. But as we begin to grow into this society, we forget exactly what we were and who we have become. We have become the product of the society, the teachings of the society, and every single person blames the society that, oh, the society is the problem. The society is the problem. The society is the problem. The society isn't the problem. You have to hold yourself responsible for programming yourself in the society because you have a choice. You have a choice to detach yourself from the programming of the society. You don't just want to do the work. So when your marriage fails, you blame it on society. When you begin to divorce, you blame it on society. When you cannot feed, you blame it on society. It's time for humans to awaken themselves and detach something. I'm not saying separate yourself from society. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying go isolate yourself and do not attach yourself to society. I'm saying look into what is going on in the society and ask yourself, is the society helping me to fulfill my God's purpose? Majority of the things that I want in my life, do I want them basically because of society expectations? Or do I want them because that is what I need in my life for me to move forward, for me to be able to flourish on this God's given earth? If you haven't subscribed, do subscribe to the channel as we proceed. Double tap your screen and show me likes. Oh, Bikonu. I beg, I dey beg. I believe sometimes I'm not too smart, but they say honey is good for the brain. They said it's good for you little children. So as an adult, I'm still a baby in one sense. So it's kind of cool to take it once in a while. Mm. Double tap your screen and show some likes. Don't be greedy. Do not listen. See, if you are even passing by, because there are a lot of people who are watching live videos, they are just passers by. While you pass by, subscribe and double tap your screen and show likes. Then you can go to the next video. Because when I speak about topics like this, a lot of people's ego would be like, this individual is ignorant. He doesn't know anything. Is he educated? He's not educated. CC Motion 1998. Hello, my brother. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. Please let there be more likes. I've seen 3 likes. I appreciate those who have shown love. So why are we suffering today? A lot of people today, that tends to be Saturday. This weekend is supposed to be a time where most of us are supposed to relax and rejoice with our family, show love to one another. But majority of the time, a lot of us cannot do this. Why? Simply because of there is no love. Some people will go to work today simply because they have no lover. And some have lovers and they want to prove the standard. I am a standard person. In fact, I have seen a lot of people that they so much believe in the idea of do not make yourself available. That's standard. Do not make yourself available so it doesn't take you for granted. It is a mentality. It is a sickness. When you have lost the ability to love, what you begin to do is to set a trap in your head, and you begin to think every time in your head, and you cannot live with your heart. First thing I do is this: I do not go into a relationship with anyone that I believe that I have to always apply my head when I walk with the person. I love to have relationship with those who we actually act from our hearts. Those relationships are the relationship that last to me. For me, those are the relationship that last longer. A relationship where a wife is not trying to be your partner. A relationship where your wife is not trying to be your equal. A relationship where your husband is not trying to be your lord. A relationship where your wife knows her place and where the husband knows his place. Let's talk about why. Why do we have to lower our standard when it comes to the idea of love? When it comes to education and you are going through school or you're trying to get educated, I think you have to mix up with people who are more brilliant, because that's the way you can get more information. That's the way you can get more education. Those things are necessary when it comes to education. When you are also trying to get a job, yes, you have to look for certain people who have different standards. In fact, the standard must be in between your standards. The standard should be that I need someone who is working in this place who earns something like this. Sometimes some people use the word do not compromise, do not lower your standard. I'm like, all right. When you find yourself in certain positions in life, we think that we are the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. We know it all. And we forget the fact that we are just passing by. It is just a journey. And in the journey, it is what your experience is, what you surrender to, and what you resist. These are the lessons you pick up. And everything that matters in your life is only going to be your memory. At the end of the day, everything that matters in your life is going to be the memory. I wonder why some people are thinking that the memory of a standard of life is going to matter to them rather than the memory of how they actually live through their hearts, how they are able to relate through their hearts. When I try to speak to people, I'm not trying to speak from my brain. I'm trying to speak from my heart. And I'm not telling you my heart knows it all. Passion does not come from this place. You cannot be passionate with your brain. When you're going into relationship with people, you can never be passionate with your brain. You can never love someone with your brain. You love someone from your heart. And when you love someone from your heart does not set in standard. You know, there was a time I was looking at certain research and I was making some findings, and they were saying that long relationship, most relationship in the Western culture lasts for at least 20 years. I'm like, wow. 20 years is a long standard for long relationship. That's failure. It seems when information is so much jam-packed in the ideology of a lot of people, they lose humanity. Rather than them to be able to live through their body and live certain part of their life from their heart, all their life is with their brain. Do you imagine I have a discussion with you as a man and as a woman, and every time I speak to you, I have to be intellectually correct. I have to speak from words like you're going to say, wow, this guy is so intelligent. Who give a damn about my intelligence? It has a role to play only in my profession. It has a role to play only when I'm trying to go to school. It has a role to play when I'm trying to work. It has no role to play when I want to relate with my people. Humans, we are so special that we can see through people if these people are actually speaking from their heart or they are speaking from their head. The dull people, the dumb people, when they are having relationship and they see that you have so much, you are relating through your head, they wonder and they idolize you because of how you speak. But at the end of the day, if some of them have the opportunity to see your heart, what would they say? And a lot of women today are so miserable, some men included, but a lot of women are miserable today simply because they have a high standard. I would even tell you one thing. There was a time, there was a lady who I knew, and this lady would tell me, oh, come assist me for one thing or the other. Blood of Jesus. When I try to step to her house, you ask me for help. When I try to come to her house to give her certain assistance, when you take your foot here, she's like, oh, you're off your slippers here. I put it off. When you move a 2 step, you have to clean your leg here. I clean my leg here. When you do this, no, touch this, don't touch this. This flower is this flower is not this. This TV is this TV is not this. You have to be clean. You have to, oh, blood of God. Where I have never in my entire life seen women who have all these standards and they don't remain lonely. They will find themselves in relationship, but their standard becomes so much that people run away from them. They think they are so special. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be clean. I'm not saying you shouldn't be neat. No, that's not my problem. You can be clean and you can be neat. There are people, I remember there was a time my wife was even telling me something about during the time when she used to make hair. And then she goes to certain areas in Lekki. And when she goes to that area, they invite her to come do what we call home service. And then she goes there. There are houses she goes to, you cannot stay close to the wall. The owner of the house begins to scream. You can't stand in this place. No, I want this perfect way. Everything has to be this perfect way. And I'm like, who made you this? This wasn't how God created you. All this old stuff that you want them to be perfect, like this, like this, like this, like this. Do you consider one day that you are going to die and those houses are going to, if nobody is there, they are going to all, if the government did not take it or even collapse it or use it for something else, nobody is going to give a damn years from when you are gone. We jeopardize a lot of things and we do not appreciate life for what God has given to us. And all we think is that our standard needs to be high. See, let me say this. A lot of people say that, oh, Mr. Man, maybe you kind of tend to be intelligent in certain things. I'm like, Well, you can call me intelligent simply because of how I speak, but I don't think I'm an intelligent person. If intelligence is a criteria you want to use in having relationship with me, I am not intelligent. Because I've seen a lot of intelligent people say stupid things. And I don't think I am outside the box of those who can be so intelligent. And I try to bring out myself to a standard where the world begins to look at me and clap their hands. Nah, I'm not going to do that. You can appreciate me for who I am with myself, that I speak from my heart and I speak through my gift. I ain't doing anything for the society to come on live and speak to you like an intelligent person. What does it mean? I have to pretend to be somewhat what I am not, speak the English that's I can't even comprehend, try to live a standard life to impress who? And so many ladies have the same mentality and they take that mentality into their relationship. I said something earlier. I said the Bible said something. What the Bible said is, he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtaineth favor from the Lord. Because when you find someone who has a good heart, everyone is going to favor you. When you have a good wife, people are going to favor you. What does it mean to have a good wife? Character and love. Good character and love. Not standard. Standard of profession. Not standard of high. You have to have PhD, BSc, PDP, HIV. All those things does not matter. STD. Those are the standard a lot of people create in their mind. Have a good character, be humble, be clean, be respectful, be loving. These are the things, the qualities of the heart, not the quality of your brain. The quality of your brain has a place in life. The quality of your heart has a place in life. And sometimes the same thing is applicable to men. Some men will come up and they'll say, I'm a high value man. I'm a high value man. I'm a high value man. And like, what's wrong with you? Do you want a wife? Do you want to be married to a wife? If you want to be married to a wife, there's no such thing as a high value man. We have seen kings who have got married to slaves. We have seen great men who marry ladies who come from nothing. When I use the word nothing, that's not standard. In nothing in the sense that they did not come from the same enriched background. I'm a high value man, so you have to respect me. I'm a high value man. I earn $250 million. And so I want a woman who has a PhD, who has a BSc. No. You are trying to impress the world. You are not trying to experience life. See, as I'm preaching, you people did not even double tap your screen to show like. Show me thumbs up. Thumbs up right now. Because no. How will I have 3 thumbs up? Huh? That's greedy. Those people who are not double tapping their screen to show me like, those are the people that have high standard. High standard. High standard that I don't deserve to be liked. Abi? Oh yeah, double tap your screen. Let me give you 30 seconds. Show me love. Show me that you don't have too much high standard. Because some people, I can't even see you. You are the one seeing me through YouTube. Yet you are putting up standard for me. What did I do to you? Because I speak from my heart. In Africa, here we call it woto woto. We go give you woto woto. Woto woto simply means that I will tell you exactly how I see it, how the world perceives things. And trust me, there's a blessing sometimes with you not being too educated, because you can see life sometimes for what it is. Sometimes I think education can be, if you do not know how to step back, reverse osmosis, if you do not know how to reverse from your education standard of viewing life, sometimes it's kind of detriment to you. In fact, some people, their intelligence is so on that they can't shut it down. And let me say this. Anyone who is living their life on basis of what they've been able to accomplish and call that standards, and the way you want to enjoy or relate to other people is only those people who have the same standard. The question is, how long are you willing to stay with those people? Because at the end of the day, standard simply means that those who are operating on a particular level of thinking or level of thought. And I'm not saying you go and pick people who have low vibration, those who have negative energy. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this: the highest energy you can operate on the surface of this earth is not education. It's not your PhD. It's not your BSc. It's not your STD. It's not your HIV. It is love. Love is the pure and the highest standard that you can have as a human being. And they are characteristics that an individual would have, that you would know this person is competent to show love. How come did I say people should even double tap their screen and show like, and you see only 4 people showed me like? These are people who have high standard. What did I do to you? In the Yoruba culture, there's a man they call the boy who say, Mo fi nu kan ba wo lo, mo fi nu kan ba wo gbe, mo leku sí ayé, ayé wọ́n lè jò sí mi, oh, eli mi o. Do you know the meaning of what I just sang? You don't. What I sang, what I did he sing or sang? One of it was that I speak from my heart, or I talk to you through my heart, and I chase you with the truth, and you chase me with a serpent. So sometimes the Bible says something. It said, be gentle like the dove, and he said, be wise like a serpent and be gentle like a dove, or be gentle like a dove and be wise like a serpent. One of it. What does that particular statement mean? Your peaceful side is your heart. Your corny mind is your brain. But you have to know how to separate both of them. That is why it did not specifically say, be like a snake or be like a dove. Your heart and your brain have 2 different places in life. You want to relate with people. You want to be able to experience love, happiness, joy, peace. You have to move with your heart. You want to go into a competitive environment, then you go with your brain. The problem is most people don't even know the difference. In fact, some people's hearts are kind of dead. Only what they know is how to use the brain. When a lot of women or a lot of men, I'm not trying to be gender biased on whatever I'm discussing, because it's applicable to men and it's applicable to women also. I've seen men who would tell you, oh, I want a woman who is very educated. And every man who says they want women who is very educated, at the end of the day, they get manipulated in their relationship. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with having an educated woman. I'm saying those are not the criteria for a long-lasting relationship. Education does not proof that someone is going to be nurturing or going to be a good mother. The idea of having a good wife simply means you're having a woman who is going to be a wife, and she would successfully transform into a mother. Please, for those people who are just joining, double tap your screen to show likes, because those who have refused to show likes are the high standard people that I have on my live stream. And today I'm speaking about lowering your standard. They don't want my algorithm on my YouTube channel to grow. There's a purpose behind when I say double tap and show likes. It's basically because it helps the algorithm to notify other people that, oh, this guy is live and he's speaking. So what are the negative things about increasing your standard? And why am I saying that we have to lower our standard as people? Is that number one, when you go into a relationship, and trust me when I speak about lowering your standard, I am specifically talking about relationship. I am specifically talking about relationship. And when I talk about relationship, I'm not talking about the person who both of you are working in the same organization and the rest of it. That's not what I'm talking about. Both of you can keep remaining high standard and the rest of it. I'm talking about the idea of the people you want in your life. If you want the right people in your life, one of the things you have to do is to understand that the standard of what you should be looking for is the standard of the heart, the standard of the fact that this person genuinely loves me, this person has the characteristics to love. Because when you go into a relationship with a high standard and you want such a person to be your spouse, first thing you are going to do is you're going to create what we call the unrealistic expectation. Unrealistic expectation simply means that most of the things you actually call standard simply means that you want to look in a certain kind of light in the perceptions of the people. So you are not specifically doing it for yourself. It is basically because your life is in the view of other people. Majority of the time when you say people are looking for high standard, what they actually do is we want the world to perceive us in this manner. That's kind of interesting if you want to be in a political space. Maybe. Because most of these political people or politics, it's about manipulation. So if you want to manipulate people, you can get married to people like Kamala Harris. High standard. The one who is drunk, and in her first interview, this is how she was speaking. Why would you close the border? I don't know what I'm going to do. The border, I supported Biden and the rest. Biden was this, Biden was that. I am grateful to God, though, on behalf of the black in the Western culture, realizing that Kamala Harris does not have their interest in mind. So if you're looking for high standard, get married to Kamala Harris. That lady will throw you inside jail the day you provoke her. I want a wife. I want a wife who is a judge. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong. I'm just like, are you sure these your standards? You are creating unrealistic expectation because every time you look for high standard, you are not looking for what comes from your heart. You are not looking for what is good for you. You are looking for what is good in the perception of the world. And what is good in the perception of the world is what the world are actually, or the society are actually idolizing. So you are trying to be an idol to the society. You're trying to pass a message to the society. And then Kamala Harris become your portion as a wife. Unrealistic expectation. And for the ladies, that's when you begin to get married to people like Will Smith. The people you don't love, but basically because of the standard of their life. Because he's an A-list movie actor, you use that to define your relationship. Then when you are in the relationship, you start remembering Tupac. Then your man cannot please you. Then you start having the idea of 3-some, 4-some, 5-some, 10-some, 8-some, all kinds of sumses, so that you can feel pleased. Why? Because you are with someone who you never loved in the first place, but you love the person, or you went into a relationship with the individual simply because of high standard, high maintenance, high. Unrealistic expectation. And every unrealistic expectation simply means the individual is going to be few. High standard simply means something that is unique. But something that is unique, there's nothing wrong about something unique, but something that is unique in a sense that that particular thing is only good in the perception of the society, and the society is going to respect me. That is going to be rare to find. But why the Bible was using the word that he who finds a wife, it definitely knows that a lot of people look into the perceptions of the society. Rather than them to find a wife, they are looking for a woman of different standard. And when you're looking for a woman or a man of different standard, what you're going to do is that when you get married to that person is going to be persuaded by the society. So when the society says Camry is not the latest, the best car to drive now is Tesla, you have to get the Tesla. Why? Every of your relationship is based off what the society expects. Unrealistic expectation. So that means rather than both of you to live your life and enjoy your life, being together, appreciating one another, rather your struggle is to please the society so that you can be part of the society idolization, gods, those who influence society, those who prove to society that certain things are possible and certain things are not possible. Who cares? Sifrin Cool, hello, thank you for joining me. Please, if you haven't double tap your screen to show like, please show me thumbs up. If others don't want to show thumbs up, show me thumbs up. Not this love, not that one that they are showing love like this. So love in Nabyoko. That's not what I'm saying. True love is to show me like on YouTube. So unrealistic expectation. True. The second one is that it creates imbalance in relationship. Rather than focusing on love, both of you begin to focus on meeting up with standard. I think I've emphasized on that. The other one is lack of flexibility. Lack of flexibility. When you get married to a high standard person, when you are in relationship with a high standard person, you have what we call lack of flexibility in your relationship. What does it mean to have lack of flexibility in relationship? That simply means that a relationship was supposed to be for things where both of you can compromise at certain situations in your life. When you are in love with people, there should be a stage in your life that you can compromise for the other person or with the other person on certain issues. When you are in a high standard relationship, it is difficult for you to compromise because there's an expectation. All your life is for the society. Some people would deny the fact that no, it's not because of the society. No, it's just an individual thing. You need therapy. If your relationship is based off high standard, you need therapy. And trust me, I don't even believe in the therapy stuff, because at the end of the day, they most likely will put you on medication. Does it mean you got what you deserve? I'm not the one that say it. Oh, it's a question that I ask you. They will give you a drug that will let you lower your standard, the one that will dull your brain, and then you begin to lower your standard. You see a mechanic, you see a truck driver, not a truck, you see a kule, what they call kule, a dustbin person. You that you are looking for a PhD holder, a superstar, you start looking for kule. They will give you drugs that will lower your mentality. Because therapists, me, I don't trust them. I do not. But you cannot go into a relationship, a long-lasting relationship, and you should not have the mindset of flexibility. And the flexibility comes in the fact that you have to compromise in the relationship at some point. You have to. In fact, it is not called relationship if you cannot compromise. This is not about who is earning big money and the rest of it. One of the reality of those who actually also have high standard in their relationship is that it gives them a mindset, or like it doesn't give them a mindset, it makes their reality make them feel lonely. You are in a relationship with someone, yet you feel lonely. Why? You are competing in your mind to meet up a lifestyle, to meet up an expectation. Is that a blessing or a curse? Society itself is hard. Life itself is hard. The purpose of life itself is that life is difficult. And everyone understands that life is difficult. The problem is that some of us make it more difficult. And when I hear people say life is complicated, I'm like, oh, that's your perception in life. Life isn't complicated. Ants does not work and say that life is complicated. Ants understand their season. Most animals understand their seasons in life. When they hunt, when they are not supposed to hunt, when they should do things, when they are not supposed to do things. So life, they wouldn't complain to you and tell you life is complicated. They are aware of the dangers of life. So they run when they are supposed to run. But most humans, on the other hand, nope. So it makes you lonely. And then at the end of the day, most high standard relationship, when you do not lower your standard, what you're going to have in your relationship is what we call superficial connection. Superficial connection. Both of you are in a relationship knowing fully well that there's nothing within both of you's hearts. No wonder they call you guys power couple. Power couple. You know, I used to love Jay-Z and Beyonce, but I looked at some points. Rihanna was a lady who had high standard, high standard, high standard, high standard, until no one was interested. She was too high that no man was willing to climb the pole or the fence. And when she lowered her standard, she lowered it to ASAP Rocky. I'm not saying that she dating ASAP Rocky is a lower standard. What I'm saying is that she realized that she was putting herself in a position where she don't even really belong. Rihanna learned it very fast that I have been putting myself in a position and that position is keeping me lonely. I am not going to lower my standard. I am going to be a human being. When you become a human being, she fell in love with someone who she would have loved in the first place. A$AP Rocky, as simple as ABC. Not looking for someone who is like Jay-Z. Trust me, one of the things a lot of us can be very familiar to is the idea of Kanye West. When Kanye West dated Kim Kardashian, I don't know what is in his head that would have told him that he wouldn't separate with Kim Kardashian few years to come. And when he was crying and screaming that, oh, they want to take my children away from me and the rest of it, like you were dating a high standard woman, what did you expect? When you choose to relate with people with your brain and not with your heart, you will get what you're looking. You're looking for her because she was famous. She needed you because you were a great rapper. You created standards for each other. And in the world of standard, only one thing exists in relationship. If both of you are living standard, it simply means chaos, trouble. There's no two ways about it. One of the disadvantage of hiring your standards so much in relationship is fear of failure. You live in a relationship where both of you are so scared to fail. So when you're scared to fail, you are not willing to try new things. You don't want to try new things. And when you don't want to try new things, it simply means you've stopped living. Fear of failure. Because when you are in a relationship where you have high standard, nobody wants to try anything new. All you have to do is to maintain. You are maintaining a particular lifestyle. You are maintaining a particular view of life. Up Nepal. Nepal has brought our lights. I know you know. Oh, yeah. So in a nutshell, there are not much benefits in increasing standards when you make a decision to fall in love. This is Nigeria. Mm. So brothers and sisters, auntie and mummies, my loved ones, church goers, high standard ladies, high standard men, high value men. I'm an high value man. I'm a high value man. I'm a high value man. Is your graveyard going to be more than 6 feet? God has given you a gift to experience life. God has given you consciousness, a consciousness for you to experience all parts of life. You reduce the blessings of God for your life simply because of your standard. You put unrealistic expectations in your relationship just because of standard. I'm not saying they shouldn't be standard. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have any standard. I'm not saying choose because, oh, you have to pick a lady who is a slut and use her as a wife. No. I'm saying if you fail to understand that there are certain things that are not supposed to be due to the expectations of the society, if you are not making choice due to the expectations of the society, you most likely will be making choice that is good for you. But whenever you are trying to please the society, you have failed before you even started. With that being said, those of us who are experiencing high level standard, I've seen a lot of them who are single in their 50s, single in their 30s, singulity. They are suffering from singulity. Too much high standard. I want a man who already has his house. I want a man who already has a car. I want a man who already has. Why? When you came to life, did you come with a car? Tesla, which car did you drove out of your mother's womb? Why are these the expectations for you to relate with people? Most of the people I associate myself with, some people will say, they are not as smart as you. They are not as intelligent as you. I'm like, look at you. Your perception for relationship is that I have to pick people as intelligent as me. I'm not looking for intelligence when relationship is part of it. I'm not saying I'm looking for dumb people, but I'm like, once I see your soul is what I can relate to. You are kind not just to me, but you are kind to the people around you in the community. You are kind to everyone. Yes, you have won my heart. If you're loving to me and you're loving to the society, you are my friend. Simple. I am not looking for any standard. So when I speak to a lot of people and I say, oh, this person is my friend, some people will be like, how can you be so intelligent? I am not. I know that's just deception. Or basically because you like the conversation I'm having and you perceive that I am intelligent. I ain't. I'm just me. When I tell people my education standard, some of them will be like, wow. So what do you do to speak or to understand what you know and all of that? I only became conscious. Consciousness has its own knowledge. A lot of people think that knowledge is only when you go to school, when you have a PhD, when you have your HIV, when you have some STD, when you have all those documents. That means no shit. Jonathan Fram says, looks like shower time. Hey, any eyes of those who wants to look into my body. Ask Nagafulu lie. Yeah, so I will be showering very soon. Thank you very much, Jonathan Fran. So in a nutshell, certain individuals wouldn't be able to enjoy their life. Even today, that tends to be Saturday. Not everyone who is going to work are actually going there because they actually have to go to work. Some people have nothing to do with their life. Some people are trying to impress other people. Some people have created so much high standard for themselves, and it's depriving them of them meeting good souls in life. There is nothing so interesting as meeting good souls. Jonathan Fran, I'm doing great. There's a level of frequency in humans that you can have all kinds of knowledge. Those knowledge does not necessarily have to go through the society kind of education. Life itself teaches you a lot of things. And this is the reason why if you take a 5-year-old that has been in school all their life in the society, and you take a 5-year-old that has been in the village, and you take both of them and you put them in the jungle, one is going to survive. One would most likely survive. And trust me, it's not going to be the one in the society, the one who has been living in the mindset of education. Oh, I'm in my room today. Jonathan Frown, I'm in my room today. There are a few things going on around, and so I have to be inside while I speak. So with that being said, I hope I've been able to convince and not to confuse you. For those of us who have chose high standard to use to define relationship, don't be surprised why you're lonely. Make a U-turn and reflect in your life. There is nothing. And you too, Jonathan Fran, take some time in your life and reflect and understand that most of our experience for joy and love and the other things that we can actually experience in our life, majority of them, it is not in the hands of the society, it's in our hands. You have to understand that you have to take some power away from society expectation and ask yourself, what would you really want if not for the society's expectation? Who would you truly want in your life if not for the society expectation? These are the questions you should ask yourself, and when you ask yourself, you are going to get the answer. And you will know the right people that would suit your life. As much as you know that you want to be in a relationship with a certain individual, and it's not due to the fact that you want to impress society, but you want it for yourself and you want it for that person also. Your standard, you wouldn't have high standard. It is as simple as ABC. Time for you to reflect, time for you to meditate, time for you to pray. If you believe in the religious perspective, if you believe in the traditional perspective, time for you to do all the necessary thing you have to do so you can experience life to its fullest potential. I am simply here to make sure that everyone experience life and we can unite with ourselves, love ourselves genuinely, speak from our hearts. Not every time you have to speak from your brain. I'm not saying the brain does not have its place. The brain has its place to hunt, to attack, to defend. It's good. But the only place where you can actually experience life mostly is the things you do from your heart. With that being said, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel, like and share. Have a blessed day. By 5 p.m. today, I'm going to be live with a guest, Mr. Adiola. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel, like and share. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye for now. If there's any question, please, let me give you a few minutes. If there's any question, please, you can throw in any question regarding the subject that I have spoken about. Let me give about 1 minute. If you throw any question, then I will be able to answer. Let me still give like 10 minutes, but I will be able to answer. But if there's no question, Aliko Sondaya, then we have to round up. Any question for the day? Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Please do join me by 5 p.m. today. Have a great day. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. I appreciate your support. And thank you all. I am really grateful for having you guys as my audience. Have a great day ahead and enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye for now.